Sweatingly exciting, and he's had to nip out to the loo. So I am flying solo at the moment with Bob Sapp in the studio. Now, I've got a few quick fire questions for you until Sam comes back. So I'm going to give you a couple of options and just answer as quickly as possible without thinking which one you would go for.
Should be easy.
Yeah, all you need is an open mind. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! I got you, man! I come to get you, man!
Yeah! The studio. He has. He's wearing fighter shorts.
Yes.
He's taped up his hands
and
with
he's
some
ready to
bandages.
go.
Yeah.
He's ready to take you down. So now that he's ready, are you seriously going to try and take on Bob Sapp?
I don't know. Why don't you suggest something?
Well, Bob, now
Yes.
I know that K1, it's involving a lot of submission holds.
No, kickboxing is MMA submission holds.
MMA submission holds. Now, as you know, as a woman, world out there is dangerous.
That's right.
I want to know how to take someone down.
Take someone down.
And I'd like you to show me using Sapp.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what. One of the first things that you ever want to do to your opponent is, of course, grab him. So as I'll grab Sam here.
Okay.
Now, one thing that I'm doing here is just grabbing Sam right around the wrist here. So right with your...
Oh my goodness!
The hold in particularly for MMA is extremely important. So
It's just a
even-
two-finger hold.
Using two fingers.
around there, that's all.
Two fingers.
Woo! Now that's extremely important. The next, of course, is anytime when you're throwing a punch, is just to hold it straight open right here.
Okay, so we've got the thumb around the knuckles, and just punch as hard as possible.
And the punch, that's right, the punch as hard as possible, because you know the Beast doesn't use too much skill. He's all about going right on in there and trying to get it done.
It's
the
just
brutal way.
strength. It's just strength. Oh, thank you for that, Bob Sapp. Thank you very much, Sam.
That was brutal. Bob, when you're not fighting, do you have a good relationship with the other fighters?
Yes, definitely. You know, we all after every match, we all usually go out. We have some either sushi, steak, or we just kind of go out on the town and have a great time dancing. For those of us who never received, or we have yet to receive, a ton of injury in the fights.
So what about drinking? Do you guys?
Yeah, we go out there, we have a couple of drinks, but no one really gets too liquored up to where they're just, you know, staggering, because, I mean, we have a saying, which is when you involves getting punches too many to the head, we call that punch drunk, so we think that's kind of like a bad omen, you know, if you get drunk, and then we're like, okay, maybe you're unable to see if you're punch drunk or really drunk, so we really keep the drinking down to a minimum.
Now, we have heard that you can crush an apple.
That's right.
And in fact, I think we've got a little bit of a clip from the Jay Leno show of you crushing said apple. So let's just take a quick listen to that first.
Again, take an apple.
All right, let me give us a crushing too, will you? Don't worry about it.
And you, what, just by squeezing? If you're a bodybuilder, this is hard to do?
Yes, it is.
So,
All right, hang on, okay.
1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
As a matter of fact, we've actually got an apple here in the studio. I'll bite into it so people can listen that it is an actual apple and not a prop.
Ooh, look at that, nice and juicy. Now, we would love it, Bob, if you could attempt to recreate the stunt for drive time. So there's a mic over there strategically placed just for crushing. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Yes! And the crowd goes wild, yeah!
Oh, that was amazing. He's just crushed it. A bit of apples, just... Oh, we'll get that later, don't worry.
Little applesauce.
We'll get that apple later.
That's what the Beast can do. One of our listeners actually sent in a question for you, Bob. Lee Soo-gyung, and they asked a question about your childhood. Were you a small, shy kid? You know, what sort of kid were you when you were younger?
I was a child that kind of got in trouble. I was kind of like the class clown. I was always goofing around, having a great time. And I tried and did every sport out there. So no matter what, there's always a sport out there for you. So you might as well just try it until you find the one you like.
And you think that this sport's the one for you now?
Yes, well, you know, I say yes, and of course I will be changing more likely than anything, maybe in a few years to come.
That's it. Get out there and try
That's right.
everything. Now, of course, you've done a few different variety shows while
Yes.
you've been in Korea. I've seen you on Gag Concert carrying off the comedians, you know, two at once on your shoulders. In fact, Angie, our writer, and myself, we'd like to recreate that a little bit later on, if you're willing. Now, we also watched you on Star King, where you came out and said something. In fact, we've got a quick clip to remind you. So let's take a listen to that now.
They're very cute. I love car. I take Kara to USA.
카라를 미국에 데려가야겠어.
Okay, here we go.
Are you really going to take them back to the States?
Oh
with you?
yes, I would definitely love to. I think actually they're small enough to fit into all of my pockets.
You did the human equivalent of dog in a bag.
Yes, it was great.
So are you a big fan of Kara?
Definitely big fan of Kata, and of course, you know, their dance moves. Who can forget that?
Oh, and you did a great job with that as
Thank you.
well. I wish we had the song and we could get you to dance in the studio.
Yeah, do the sexy butt move.
That's right.
Now, it just seems like you're just absolutely beloved in Korea and also in Japan. What do you think makes you so charming?
Well, I think one of the things that in particularly when talking about foreigners, sometimes they come over to a different country and they pay more attention to the differences. So they may say, you know, oh, they're eating something that's different from what I have, and they're usually talking about the language, they're looking at something different. Well, the Beast is all about looking for the similarities. So, you know, hey, we laugh in every country out there, so let's just keep laughing.
Amy sent us a message, and I have to say this. Sexy Beast, your voice is just sexy. Woohoo!
Thanks, Amy.
You're famous for when you're in the ring. You've got that mad bulldog kind of stare that you stare down people. But when you're out of the ring, that's the one. Oh! But when you're out of the ring, it's like 180 degrees. You're just a lovable, jovial character. You know, how do you do that? How do you get into the ring and get that stare on?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things is the Beast is basically, when I'm in the ring, I'm ready to go, I'm unchained, and just, I'm coming straight at you. Now, also, the Beast can take several forms, so when I'm out, well, you know, the Beast is also a kitten.
It's like the Gentle Giant. Bob reminds me of the movie Green Mile.
Yes, there you go. That's a good friend of mine, Michael Clark Duncan, actually.
Oh, the two of you walking down the street would be a scary sight.
Oh yeah, we've had some great fun. He actually, I did the movie Lecture with Jennifer Garner some years back, and Michael Clark Duncan actually came to the premiere, and we said, "What's going on?" And we hung out for a bit. That's great.
Are you planning to make any more movies in the future? Would you actually like to do some proper acting work?
Yes, definitely. You know, you might have seen me in The Longest Yard remake, the one with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. And now, most recently, they've now concluded my movie contractual work, so to speak, in the United States. So they used to release basically one of my DVDs about once every month in the USA. So now, what's coming next in the US will be my video games, and yes, and also Bob Sapp will now play the voiceover on several USA